Hello everyone, my name is Rudy Mezino. I am business engineer and agronomist at Dorian Company. Dorian is a French software editor specialized in R&D data management. We provide the software suite R&D experience for 30 years. R&D experience is used by research departments in life science, notably by seed companies, technical institutes and agro-industries in Europe, Asia, India, and Americas. I will present today's webinar. If you have any question during my presentation, you can write them in the chat, and I will answer to all of them at the end of my presentation. So the thematic today is 3 tips to improve your double haploid management. And just before I start my introduction, I am curious about your activities. How many of you are producing double haploid? So my colleague Raymond will share with you a poll, and if you have a few seconds, you can fulfill this poll. So, at the left, you have the classic breeding method, and at the right, you have the haplodiploidization method. Haplodiploidization is a method used to more quickly fix selected genetic materials. It is based on obtaining haploid plants from male or female organs and then on doubling the chromosal stock. So you can produce pure line in a single generation instead of multiple generations. With this method, the duration of a selection cycle is reduced by 3 to 4 years. And in few words, haplodiploidization allows a faster fixation of genetic materials. How does haplodiploidization work? So first, you need to produce mother plants. Breeders make crosses between 2 parent lines with interesting characteristics. This cross will produce the F1 generations, and these materials are the mother plants for obtaining haploid phase. How to obtain haploid plants? Haploid plants can be obtained by in vitro culture of cells. If the cells are male gametes, we speak of angiogenesis. If the cells are female gamete, it is gynogenesis. Another method is, for example, in situ haploid induction. Haploid can be obtained after interspecific crosses or by using a denatured pollen. An in vitro embryo rescue phase is then generally necessary. These embryos will develop on a special media. The tissues will differentiate to give haploid plant, and how to return to a diploid state. The diploid state is often unstable. Sometimes the regenerated individuals are diploid by spontaneous doubling of the chromosal stock. For example, for wheat, 20 to 20% of haploid are doubled spontaneously. For barley, for example, it's 60 to 65%. It is possible to artificially induce a doubling of chromosome, and the most common action is to use a chemical agent. For example, the colchicine. So breeders are then going to do multiplication of materials by doing selfing, and plants are going to be selected on agronomic and technology criteria over trial testing phases. As you can see, double haploid production is composed of multiple steps involving multiple researchers, technicians, and data. So here, how an information system can help you to improve the management of your double haploid. Before presenting you the agenda for today, I am curious I would like to know what kind of information system are you currently using to manage your DH processes and your DH data. So my colleague Romain again will share with you a poll, and if you have a few seconds, please feel free to fulfill this poll. So to answer this question, today I will present you 3 tips that will definitely make your DH production more efficient. The first one is about the importance of a good database management system to store your DH data. The second one is about the mobility and DH data workflow optimization. And the last one is about the setup of DH KPI, key performance indicator, to identify bottlenecks in your processes. Let's start with the first tip. Before that, Romain, do you have some poll results or not?
Sure, we have the first one here.
Yes. Do you use double haploid technique in? Okay, so 70% of the attendees here are used to do double haploid. Great. Do you have the second poll result? Or we can discuss it later. Maybe I continue. So let's start with the first tip. As a DH production manager, when you work with a single technician, it is pretty easy to understand his data on paper or Excel spreadsheet. But when you work with 5 technicians, 10 technicians, 20 technicians, this task can quickly become tricky. The number of collaborators, the number and types of files to be processed, retrieve data from multiple users, multiple years, all these factors can amplify the difficulty for a manager to understand and optimize his DH production. I am not saying spreadsheets are bad things. On the contrary, they are great tools for number crunching. But if you have a lot of data, you probably may benefit from a more efficient data management tool. Here is why you should consider replacing spreadsheets with databases to help your DH production growing. A database management system will allow you to centralize your DH data, improve the collaboration between DH technicians. A database and information system can help users to share data quickly and effectively. Most of the time, there are querying tools that enable faster access to more accurate DH data. Centralization will also help you to standardize your DH processes in all your lab department and data from multiple sources, and it will also help you to remove duplicates, improve the quality and homogeneity of your DH data. The second point is optimize your DH processes. Deploying a database management system typically results in increasing productivity because a good information system empowers people to spend more time on high-quality activities, high-value activities, and less time on cleaning DH data. So better data management procedures generate higher quality information, which lead to better decision-making across an organization. The first point, a data management system on security. A data management system will provide a better enforcement of privacy and security policies. So no more data split into many Excel files. You will benefit from a consistent and reliable data. So you can be sure that an accurate view of your DH data is shared in your organization. Dorian is expert in R&D data management, and for 30 years, we are familiar with DH data management, and we provide a software called R&D Exp. This software helps users, help technicians, help managers to manage their DH processes. from here, from the preparation of the DH materials, the lab department will receive the list of seeds from the breeders and will create the DH experiment directly into the software. Then the lab department will plan the setup of the DH experiment in different locations, nursery rooms, greenhouses, laboratories. R&DX will help technicians to check sites availabilities, print labels for each plant, feed layout, make inventory. During DH processes, technicians are making observations, number of spikelets, number of embryos saved, time spent to do a task like pollination, emasculation, colchicine application. R&DX can help researchers to automate the input of data from different sources and synchronize data to the main database. And data analysis and reporting, reports that summarize your DH production, the possibility to set up KPI on each step of your DH production to identify bottlenecks and optimize your processes. So R&DX integrates all the tools to manage your DH production campaign. Here, few concrete examples of how R&DX software can help you. At this step of the DH production, at the early step, our software can help you to plan your seed quantities and plan your sowing weeks of materials. It can help you here to set up your material on the field, set up your plant on the field, on the greenhouse, and print labels for each plant. Can help you, for example, to manage crucial steps and track data during emasculation, pollination, growth regulator application. It can also help you to manage embryos, rescue and counting, plant regeneration, doubling with colchicine, etc. So this is one example of DH data management in R&DX software. Our software is highly configurable, which means the software can be adapted to your vision of DH management. So if you have any needs or ideas, I invite you to contact me to discuss the feasibility of your project. And if you have any question on this first part, I invite you to write them directly in the chat, and I will answer at the end of my presentation. Okay, so I have a view of the second poll. So most of the attendees today, or the majority, is using Excel files to manage DH data. It is a very good information. Let's now focus on the second tip: mobility and data workflow. Even if it is not the amount of data that you could observe in a breeding nurseries, in variety trials, you may score different things during your DH production. Observation, measurement, comparison to standard. Most often, all of these data are tracked on Excel or paper, and we can see that you all manage it with Excel. But using Excel or paper has some limits. Double copy of DH data, data loss, errors with wrong unit, wrong manipulation, wrong interpretation. That's why my second tip here is about mobility and continuity in your data workflow. Double haploid technicians should have a data collection software that helps them to freely and easily input data into an information system. Technicians should be able to record key milestones achieved on a tablet, a smartphone, or a laptop in a most efficient and intuitive way possible. Having a mobility through these devices is important for technicians for multiple reasons. It will allow them to skip middleman data entry. The data is input into devices, so no double copy of information, and no middleman may compromise or modify the data. It will also drop data entry mistake. Software on tablet, smartphone, or laptop for data collection are designed to be intuitive and resilient to outliers. Increase performance of your team. Instead of typing dates, observations, taking pictures, data collection software help you by providing shortcuts, intuitive tools to save your time on the field. We can see mobility is an important point for DH data scoring, but it's not enough. The data must flow from an input devices to the main database and vice versa. That's why you need to implement a bi-directional synchronization between your devices and your database. Here, you can configure, for example, ETL or develop an API that will do this job for you and ensure a continuous data workflow. Continuity of your data will definitely help your team to gain speed. The data is automatically transferred at the right place in few seconds. Avoid double copies, redundancy mistakes, considerably improve the security of your data during the transfer from the field to the lab and from the lab to the field. No data on USB key. Data are directly synchronized on secure channels. In this slide, I would like to present you our data collection software called RNDX Mobile. Instead of having an Excel sheet for your F1 sowing, another one for your materials in emasculation step, another one for your pollination, your growth regulator application, your embryo rescue, colchicine treatment, what you can do with RNDX Mobile is to synchronize all your notebooks or your spreadsheet in one tablet. So on your tablet, you will have your sowing notebook and write how many seeds you have planted this morning. You can have also your emasculation notebook with starting time, end time, and number of emasculation done. You can have your notebook. On the number of embryo rescue to count how many embryo you have harvested by spikelet. RNDX Mobile is used by our customers mainly because of these advantages. For example, you can have friendly input form to easily input data into the software, configurable shortcuts to create your own shortcuts and not type data on the keyboard, interactive field map to visualize the field, voice data input, which is an important tool. Instead of having two people, for example, one people for manipulating and the other one for writing the observation, only one person is required with the voice data entry tool. Pictures, storage, GPS localization, connectivity with barcode reader are available too. And the most important point is bidirectional synchronization. The benefits of RNDX Mobile is measured in days. For one season, for a technician, you can save multiple days in data input and data validation, in comparison to a work on paper and Excel. So I have finished this second part. If you have any question on this part, don't hesitate to write them. If you have any question on mobility, on synchronization of your data, don't hesitate to write them in the chat and I will answer after my conclusion. Last tip for today. We have seen that we need a good database to store and centralize your DH data. We have seen that a good data collection software can help you to input efficiently DH data into your database. Now, what can we do with this data? How to valorize this data? This data will help us to identify which DH processes is worthy to enhance and what gain we can expect from it. So, how an information system can benefit my DH production department. In this part, I'm going to present you a few ideas to prove you that the importance of an information system. It will help you to detect improvement opportunities, which step of my DX processes I can do a better way, to evaluate potential gains, return of investment in with my resources, my cost, my time spent, my decision making, security, teamwork, and for the stakeholders to justify the benefits of the change to the managers. But how to choose the right indicator for my DH production? Let's first identify your leading and lagging indicators. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but leading indicators measures the things that affect your productivity. These indicators will influence your future performance. They are input-oriented indicators and can, in some cases, be difficult to track. Lagging indicators measures how changes have been performed. It analyzed past performance. It will tell you how you have done it, but not what you have could change. They are output-oriented indicators and easier to track. As conclusion, I would say use your leading indicator to impact your lagging one. When you pay attention to leading indicators and dig deeper to understand what's causing trends, you are well on your way to establishing smarter KPI. That's why it is so important to have analytics solutions that doesn't restrict your ability to explore leading indicator and instead gives you a total freedom to navigate in and around your data. In this slide, I would like to highlight 3 examples of KPI that we have in RNDX software for DH production. The first one that could give you a few ideas is our DH experiment diagnostic tool, which will calculate my percentage of materials that succeed at each step of my DX process. So I can identify at each step the number of material I lost and what I could have done to better optimize my production. So this is a first tool with colors to give me some information. The second example is the DH resources management tool. I can evaluate the time spent for each step of my DH process, emasculation, pollination, colchicine application. I can evaluate the time spent and identify time-consuming step. So the second one is really useful to identify time-consuming steps. And the last one, the last KPI that I would like to show you is a summary of all my DH experiments done this year. I have here a summary of all DH experiment for sowing, emasculation, colchicine treatment. I have put some speed objective before starting the season, and at the end of the season, I can see if my speed. I can see my speed at each step of my process, and I can know if I was better, if I perform or underperform. Sorry. So you can see here. In this slide that you have a green indicator when I perform better than my objectives, and a red indicator when I underperform. Sorry. So this tool can really help you to improve, optimize your DH processes. So these are a few examples amongst many of KPI. If you would like to discover more KPI and are interested by that, I invite you to read our free ebook here. So you can directly contact me at this email or click on the link shared by Romain. So Romain, you will share a link for them to download the ebook. Dorian team is expert in data management, and we can support you in the setup of your KPI strategy. So if you have any ideas, any project, really don't hesitate to contact me, to contact Dorian to help you. In conclusion, I will go really fast on that. In conclusion, an information system is important to take the best of your DH production. I try to summarize it in a table here. You can have tangible advantages, time saving in new R&D staff, in training new R&D staff, time saving in your DH processes thanks to standardization of your process. Risk of redundancy and error become negligible. Removal of software whose functions are provided by R&D software, for example, labels, field map, statistical tool, reporting tool, or tool to define your KPI. Save time of your IT resources because we provide cloud solution, SaaS solution that remove a kind of burden to your IT department. We provide also the maintenance of the software and provide release updates. So this is about the tangible advantages. Intangible advantages of an information system is, for example, it will improve the tracking of your DH materials. It will give you a real-time resources management, improve the quality of your data, improve your decision-making, secure your data, and secure the know-how of your company. And of course, and one of the most important, provide user satisfaction. To finish, I just would like to tell you that we can manage double haploid activities, but not only that. Dorian is recognized, and we help our customers to manage their research activities from varietal creation, starting cross, to the product development activities and commercial varieties. So we can help you to manage your DH activities. But we work with multiple seed companies, multiple technical institutes, and all of them have different vision, different ways to manage their DH processes, and we have the flexibility by configuration of the software to adapt the software to fit to your needs. Thank you very much, everybody, for your attention. It has been a pleasure for me. And if you have any question, you have my email address. Maybe if you have any question on this presentation, you can directly contact me. And I will be pleased really to help you and to help you to reach your objectives. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
R&D experience, leading researchers to their goals.